Hey, Colin here, and I want to share with you a really simple but powerful way to get more stuff done. Let's face it, right? I'm tired today. We wake up, we're like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like I've got the energy. I don't feel like it's the right time, and yet I have a window of an hour where I've got to do it. I've got to turn on, and it's difficult to turn on. It's difficult to do that. So this technique is something that has helped me massively to switch on when I need to. The technique is called the Pomodoro Technique, and it's not just the Pomodoro Technique, it's a combination that I'm going to share with you right now. And so the Pomodoro Technique, Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, right? And it basically came from a guy who was studying, and he had a tomato-shaped timer that he would set when he was getting motivated to do his studies. So the way that Pomodoro works is you take 25 minutes to do a task with total focus. So we don't really feel like doing what we're doing now. We don't really feel like getting involved in doing this task. And yet what we do is we press the timer for 25 minutes and we go. Whether we feel like it or not, we go. Now, the interesting thing about this is what happens when you play with the Pomodoro timer. When you start, you go, oh, I don't feel like doing it. But the act of starting, of actually getting you some momentum, gives you momentum. So you begin the process of getting into action by getting into action. And there's no better antidote for procrastination than getting into action. If you're feeling lethargic and, I'm tired, I just feel like watching Netflix or whatever that looks like, and then you go out for a run, all of a sudden you're invigorated, you feel the rush of endorphins in your body, and it feels great, and then you're more productive, and then all of a sudden you're full of life, you're full of energy, you're full of vitality. The same is true with this technique. So what happens is you start, I don't feel like it, but then pretty soon, within a few minutes, you are really revving up the engine, ready to go, and productivity comes as a result of showing up and doing the time, doing the 25 minutes. Now, one of the things I like to do with the Pomodoro is not just to set a timer. So there are apps that you can get in the App Store for your phone, for your iPad, and for your desktop or laptop computer. So you can get timer apps that remind you and send prompts. But the crux of the Pomodoro is you work for 25 minutes and then you stop. No matter what, you stop. Even if you're mid-flow. In fact, it works better if you are mid-flow, because what happens then is you stop and you have like a state change. You get up, you move about, change your position, move your body around, do a little dance if you want to, do something that changes the state so that you've been working in. So we've been working like this, and then sit back, change the state, look into the distance, alter your physical state in those 5 minutes. Go into the bathroom, fill up your coffee, whatever that looks like. And then after the 5 minutes is up, bang, you start again. Another 25 minutes, another Pomodoro. And measure your productivity in Pomodoros. I've done 2 Pomodoros of video production and editing today. I've done a Pomodoro of writing. I've done a Pomodoro of this. I've done a Pomodoro of that. I'm not on about me now, by the way. I'm just sharing with you how you kind of should be measuring your productivity. This way, even if you only do a Pomodoro, but you make that Pomodoro on something that is critical to you, really meaningful, and something that you really want to achieve for you, for your family, for your loved ones, whatever that is, you're going to be doing 25 minutes on that thing every day. If you'd never played a musical instrument and you practiced for 25 minutes every single day, you'd make progress. The same is true with this. The same is true with creating courses, with creating content, with establishing yourself as a thought leader, as an expert in your field, whatever that looks like. You've got to create the assets, the IP, And this technique will help you to do that. Set a 25-minute timer, no distraction. Turn off your phone, take your phone onto silent, close down Facebook, all of those distractions, and focus entirely on the task at hand for 25 minutes. And it will work wonders. At the end, have the 5-minute break, and it will make such a difference. Now, the layering bit that I was talking about at the beginning is I don't just press a timer for 25 minutes and turn off distractions. I will also put on some sound isolating headphones so that I don't get distracted from the environment around me. And listen, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just have to play with things that work for you. And the crazy thing is, what works for you today won't work for you tomorrow, or it won't work as well, or it might work better, and this is a fluid and ever-changing kind of situation. But you must play with these different techniques. So the way that I love to do it is I'll put some sound isolating headphones on. I will play alpha wave music. So if you Google alpha wave, concentration music, study music, stuff that lowers the brain wave pattern to a state that is more conducive to flow, to productivity, to effortless effort. And it's partly about breathing, and it's partly about the state of your brain waves, and you can affect those through breath. I'm not talking about breath today, but you can affect that through breath. You can affect that with sound as well. So they're the ways that I like to play to get into that state of flow and productivity and just kick procrastination away. Because even if you don't feel like it, the act of doing will make you do. How cool is that? So Pomodoro Technique, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Don't set the bar too high. I'm going to do 15 Pomodoros today. Do 2, do 1, do 4, do some, but do, and don't just like sit around and do nothing, right? Do something meaningful. Do something that's going to drive you forward to your goal, to what you want to achieve. Like Gary Keller says, right? The one thing. What's the one thing that you could do today in this Pomodoro time that would render all other things insignificant, or that would drive you towards that success, whatever that looks like for you? Okay? So that's the Pomodoro Technique. Play with it, track it. Don't just play with it and then forget it. Play with it each day and track your progress. So mark down in a journal, on your phone, in an accountability group, however you play, mark your progress so that you can monitor and see how you've been going with the Pomodoro Technique. Because you'll play with it and I guarantee your productivity will increase. But then if you drop it and forget about it, oh no, I don't feel like it today, what's going to happen? You're going to slip back into procrastination and not being productive. So play with it consistently as well. All right? Peace and best wishes. And listen, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and you'll get updated as I produce more content like this in my Pomodoro time, right? In my create time. And I wish you all the very best with the technique. Bye for now.